Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me? Okay, thank you for taking the time to attend today's workshop. I'm Iris. We are honored to hold this workshop together with my colleagues, Vanessa Chan, Dr. Stephen Stiller, and Dr. Bruce Lee. We're very happy to explore with you a hot topic, namely AI-based essay marking and feedback. This workshop is powered by LingoTask, is a learning and teaching platform co-developed by the Big Data Center at CUHK and SpeechX, and supported by QEF e-learning program. This workshop will introduce and demonstrate how LingoTask can grade a DSE essay, focusing on secondary school English education. Currently, we are researching and developing features for primary school English education, and we plan to hold the workshops for primary school in the future. First, I would like to thank the core members of our team for their technical support. They are Professor Mang, Professor Wu, and Dr. Lee. Professor Mang has recorded a special video message to welcome all of you. Let's take a moment to watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. A warm welcome to our workshop, AI-driven English Writing Assessment, How to Mark a DSE Essay in 1 minute. Today, we come together to explore how artificial intelligence can play a valuable role in supporting language education. We are privileged to be joined by distinguished guests. Dr. Gloria Chan, Principal Assistant Secretary of the Curriculum Development Institute of the EDB, members of Scholar, officers from various branches of CDI, and over 70 English teachers from 26 secondary schools. Your insights and perspectives will be invaluable as we shape the future of AI-driven education. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Quality Education Fund for their generous support since September 2023. The funding has been instrumental in bringing this project to life. Our mission is both ambitious and clear: to advance the role of AI in enhancing language learning across writing, reading, listening, and speaking. Together, we envision an educational future where learning is not only more efficient and accurate, but also thoughtfully personalized to meet the needs of every student. This workshop offers a unique opportunity for collaboration among all of us here: dedicated educators, policy leaders, AI researchers, and developers. I encourage you to engage deeply, sharing insights and exploring how we might collectively harness AI to elevate our students' learning experiences. Lastly, my deepest appreciation goes to our exceptional team for their dedication and hard work. Their commitment is at the heart of developing a product that promises to serve both teachers and students in truly beneficial ways. Thank you all again for being here today. I look forward to our fruitful collaboration. Please enjoy the workshop.
I hope you enjoy Professor Mang's message. Once again, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to our core members and welcome everyone here today. Now, let me introduce the speakers from today's workshops. Today's workshop will be led by Vanessa Chan, Dr. Stephen Stiller, and myself. Vanessa is Research Assistant at CUHK. Dr. Stiller is our Research Associate and was an Assistant Lecturer at CUHK. He received his Bachelor of Science from MIT and PhD from Stanford University. I'm Research Assistant at CUHK. Our workshop will be structured into 3 parts. First, we will discuss the challenges of traditional English writing assessment. Next, we will introduce LingoTask key features. Finally, we will explore the benefits of using AI in essay marking and feedback. Let's welcome Dr. Stiller to start the first segment.
Thank you, Iris, for your kind introduction. So we will start with challenges traditionally faced by students in an essay writing context. Okay, so what is not ideal about the way essay writing is traditionally being taught? From a student's point of view, I can personally think of at least 3 ways in which we could improve things the way are traditionally done. First of all, we could give linguistic feedback immediately. So by that, I mean spelling, punctuation, and grammar-related feedback. So imagine when you are using, for example, Microsoft Word, its spelling and grammar checkers will give you immediate feedback by, squiggly underlining. So maybe we can do this also in in-person instruction. Second, teachers are generally very busy in Hong Kong and around the world. We'll get to that in a minute. And as a result, there is often not sufficient time to give detailed and constructive feedback that are tailored to the students. Third, some teachers do something that is very laudable, namely supplying a model essay when they hand back, graded essays to the whole class. However, because teachers, it would be unreasonable for them to produce, say, 30 individual model essays, right? That model essay will be the same for everyone in the class. So we can probably improve a little bit on that. Okay, and we will get to that in a bit. Now, let's look at everything from a teacher's perspective. So usually at this point, we ask the teachers how many classes you teach on average usually and what the average class size is, but we'll just skip over that because the answer in Hong Kong tends to be the same. So usually teachers in primary or secondary schools, they teach 3 classes with 30 or slightly over 30 students each. Okay, so meaning you have 90 to 100 students whose names you have to keep track of. You have to differentiate whose strengths and weaknesses you have to be familiar with in an ideal world, of course. Okay, and in the real world, this doesn't leave us enough time for personalized guidance or personalized feedback. By the way, let me take this opportunity to briefly mention, before I came to Hong Kong, I did my undergrad and my PhD in the US, and I grew up in Germany before that. So, and all of my jobs or research positions that I've ever held had some relation to language instruction or language learning or language research. So I am quite familiar with essay writing and with how this kind of thing is usually handled in different educational systems. Anyways, let's do a quick survey. How much time do you usually spend on grading an English language essay on average per essay? So we're going to have a poll. Okay, so you should see a poll on the screen right now. Okay, thank you. I see everybody is answering. Okay, we'll wait a few more seconds and then we'll look at the results. Okay, good. So right now it looks like, okay, around 80%, okay, that's the vast majority of teachers spend between 10 and 30 minutes, okay, with almost 20% spending over half an hour, okay, and only a tiny fraction, less than 5%. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll right now. Okay, less than 5%. Oh, right. Thank you. Thanks to my colleague for sharing the results. Okay, less than 5%, okay, spend less than 10 minutes on an essay. Okay, so this matches what I've experienced and seen in the US and also what commonly is, the experience of teachers in Germany. Okay, I won't go into too much detail on this front this time. However, it's clear universal consensus marking writing tasks is very time consuming. Okay, so this prevents timely and sometimes reliable feedback. Okay, so now what would ideal feedback look like? Okay, there is an educator going by the name of Sean Connor, and according to him, there are three aspects or components to great feedback, of course. Timeliness. Maybe we should elaborate on this because it seems too obvious, right? So if you're a teacher and you hand in a graded essay with comments, okay, on the paper 3 weeks after the essays were written, right? Most students might just care about the grade on the essay, right? The number in the top right corner. And even if a student is interested in, reading the teacher's feedback, which is not a given, right? They might actually not remember what they wrote originally. And so, okay, let's move on to the next point. Accuracy. Okay, accuracy sounds pretty obvious, but it also implies, in our opinion, it applies consistency across different teachers. So different teachers would grade a given piece of writing in a similar way, in a comparable way. Okay, third, feedback needs to be actionable. Okay, actionable by this we usually mean we need to be specific and constructive. Okay, so again, our system, which we'll talk about very soon, is going to address all three of these aspects. Okay, so let me hand back the mic to my colleague Iris.
Thanks, Stefan. And now let me introduce our marking and feedback system to you. Here's how the system works. First, teachers create writing tasks within the platform. And second, students attempt these writing tasks using LingoTask app. Then after students submit their work, LingoTask automatically scans for grammar mistakes and provide hints for self-correction and also gives sentence improvement suggestions. The system also generates targeted comment and personalized model essays for students to learn from. And teachers at the same time receive student performance reports so that they can effectively monitor writing progress. Let me ask a question before getting into the details. Do you usually provide your student with writing tips or guidelines? Now, I'd like you to attend this quick poll. Please take a moment to participate by selecting the answer. Let's take a look at the results. As expected, most of you usually provide your student with writing tips. LingoTask can help with this. The first step is to create a writing task. After the essay topic is input, writing tips can be generated just within a few clicks. You can specify the grade level, the style, that is questions and statement, and decide length. Additionally, you can enable the button to generate some vocabulary suggestions. Here's an example in question style. LingoTask provides tips for writing the introduction, body, and conclusion. These are suggestions in statement style. After teacher assign writing tasks, student can access their task and start writing. I'd like you to look at this photo of handwritten student essay. Do you think this is hard to read? What about this one? Vanessa will launch a quick poll for you to share your thoughts. Thank you for your input. Let's see the results. It looks like most of you find the handwriting difficult to read. I think that sloppy handwriting makes it harder and slower for teachers to mark essays. Well, these handwritings are not difficult for lingo tasks. Students can complete their writing by typing directly on the platform or handwriting. Once students finish their writing, they can utilize the OCR scanning technology to extract text from a photo they've taken. Then they upload this text to the system. The process is highly convenient. Let's take a look at a clip. It shows that how students upload their handwritten essays.
Utilize the robust OCR of LingoTask to scan and upload your handwritten essays. The text recognition progress is visualized. Now you can check and edit the content before submission.
Okay, it's time for the trial. If you have a picture for your students' handwritten essays, you can send it to the checkbox. Vanessa will randomly choose one and demonstrate the OCR feature of LingoTask.
Okay, if you have any student essay with you, please send us via the chat box, and then we will demonstrate the OCR part for you. Okay, I received a lot of documents. Let's choose the first one. I will just download this first. Okay. Maybe I will choose the one that is not marked. This one. Yeah, this one looks great. I will just capture a few pictures now. I mean, this is the whole essay, and then now I will open. Okay. Okay, I'll now share the screen with you and then open the LingoTask app to show you the OCR process. So now I will open the LingoTask app. This one. And then draft my essay. You can see that you can easily upload an essay. I will just turn this picture around first. Okay, I'll just use this page and then turn this around. Like this, and then I can upload this picture to our system. Okay. So our system is recognizing the words from the essay now. And then I will take a screen cap of this OCR result, and then we can compare this to the actual writing.
Now, Stefan will analyze the performance of our OCR technology.
Okay, so thank you. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm gonna start at the top, finish at the bottom. Okay, a letter to the editor, beauty filter. Okay, the title is correct and in boldface. Okay, we move on to the greeting. Dear editor, I'm writing this letter, okay, to discuss why it is common for people, especially young people, to use beauty filters on social media and express my opinion about it. Okay, so I don't see any mistake. There is one correction. Okay, writing was corrected to writing. So normally we try to keep grammatical mistakes the way they are. But this is, I mean, this correction is acceptable. Okay, let's move on to the second paragraph. Firstly, why young people like to use beauty filter. It's because the filters can let young people change, in quotation marks, their look in their phone, period. Okay, so very good. So even though there is a grammatical mistake in the sentence, okay, like to use beauty filters should be plural, and maybe there should be a comma, right? And the why because structure is not accurate, okay? But the OCR does not make any changes to that, okay? Also, the insertion, you know, the can let young people, okay? The OCR also gets that right, okay? So, okay, I think we can, you know, we can say that we're satisfied with this result. Okay, maybe let's move on to a general discussion of OCR accuracy. So I'm going to hand back the mic to my colleague Iris.
Thanks, Stefan. After the demonstrating of our OCR feature, let's take a guess. What do you think of the accuracy of LingoTask OCR feature? Vanessa will now launch a poll for you. Thank you for your guesses. Let's take a look at the results. It seems most of you believe our OCR accuracy is higher than 95%. Now let's review the actual accuracy rates. We have extracted a test from 22 DSE essays using LingoTask OCR technology and compared them with manually proofread results. Only 47 error words in total 15,000 words. I'm proud to share that LingoTask OCR accuracy is remarkably high, up to 99.7%, which is far more higher than other OCR systems like iOS OCR. I'd like to move on to the next step. After essay submission, our AI immediately identifies and underlines errors in the essay, as shown in the picture. Students are guided to self-correct these errors. Pressing the bulb icon, student receives a range of hints for self-correction, covering grammar, spelling, punctuation mistakes, helping students efficiently make corrections. I'd like to add that the essay used for demonstration in this image, as well as the following slides, all come from a Level 3 student essay in the 2022 DSE. Let's take a look at a clip to see how students complete self-correction.
After submission, the AI underlines grammar mistakes in your essay. You can press the bulb icon to view the hint. Let's see what happens when your answer agrees with the AI suggestion. Great! Now you can move on to the next one. Let's see what happens when your answer differs from the AI suggestion. You will have the option to either accept the AI suggestion or stick with your own correction. If you really don't know how to correct this mistake, press the Don't Know button to learn from the AI suggestion. Your teacher will also be notified that you have pressed this button.
Okay, here's what I'd like to share with you. Initially, the interface of this feature wasn't like this. Its improvements owe a lot to teacher suggestions. The left picture shows the old interface, while the right image showcases the updated interface. As you can see in the new one, students can read the corrections more clearly on their essays. The improvements also recreate the experience correcting essays on paper. If you prefer letting students complete exercise on paper, you can use our report exporting feature. When students have submitted their essays, teachers can batch export the AI-generated exercise and feedback. Check this box to export self-correction exercises and print them out for students, so they can perform grammar self-correction on their paper reports. Do you find this exercise method familiar? It's very similar to error correction questions in the DSE reading paper. The difference is that students are now correcting their own sentences. You can choose to export the exercises along with the answers for students to reference, or you can export the answers later for them to review. When we are introducing this feature to other teachers before, they responded positively, saying, "This is great. I love it. It reduces the burden of circling mistakes in a student's essay." But can LingoTask provide suggestions on how to improve the sentences in a student's essay, such as recommending changes to word choice or reorganizing sentence structure? The answer is yes. A new feature launched in early August, Better Writing, identifies poorly constructed sentences and offers suggestions and explanations for improvement. In the app, students can review the Better Writing suggestions by pressing either the Is Unhelpful or Is Helpful button. Press the Is Unhelpful button, the underline will disappear. Press the Is Helpful button, the underline and the suggestion will stay. In the exported essay report, Students can use the AI tips provided to write improved versions of their sentences, and then they verify their answers, which are also included in the paper report. Dr. Stiller will now talk more about the details of AI feedback.
So we will now talk about the so-called better writing features. Our app has many different features for essay writing, and this is the better writing feature. Okay, and this feature provides sentence level rewrites. Okay, so the focus is not finer grammatical corrections, but instead to improve the wording and make it sound more natural. Okay, we will start at the top. Okay. Here, an original sentence from a student, quote, "It is no denying that teenagers are facing a series of difficulties nowadays, especially when we are living in a cosmopolitan city like Hong Kong," unquote. Okay, the improved version, I'm not going to read it in whole, okay. In the beginning, we have, "There is no denying," okay, and at the end, the AI deleted the "when we are living." Okay, I will talk about these two changes. Okay, "It is no denying." In the original, this is clearly correct. Okay, there are two ways that sound natural in English. One is "there is no denying," just like the AI proposes. Okay, the other way would be "it is undeniable that." Okay, so the AI picked one of these two accurate rephrasings. Okay, now as for the second correction, "when we are living," that sounds a little strange and awkward in English. You want to make it sound more general and less personal. Okay, so especially in a cosmopolitan city like Hong Kong. Okay, we do have an explanation provided by the AI, which is consistent with what I just said. Okay, so let's move on to the second example. Okay, original quote, "However, what the government saw is just a bit of the whole jigsaw puzzle," unquote. Okay, so this is not the right way to use the idiom. Okay, the idiom should be something like a small part of the whole picture, or part of the big picture. Okay, maybe you can use phrasing that involves the word puzzle. Okay, part of the big puzzle, I don't know, but definitely not whole jigsaw puzzle. That's not a phrasing that's ever used. Okay, so the correction is accurate. Now, as for the first correction, "saw to sees," this one is more flexible. It depends on the context. So if in the essay all the previous sentences use the past tense, then, or all the sentences that come after use the past tense, then maybe for consistency you want to use "saw," right? But to use "sees," okay, can also be correct. So here, for this, it really depends on the context, which I can't see right now. Let me take this opportunity to emphasize this again. This feature is to make things sound natural. So this is not about strict grammatical or spelling mistakes. So if something is read here on these slides, I'll show you another slide. You can look at this and read it for yourselves. Okay, this does not necessarily mean, okay, it does not necessarily imply that these are hard grammatical mistakes. Okay, so instead, these are meant to be alternative suggestions. Okay, so now let's move on. So we just talked about the better writing feature. Now this is the DSE marking feature. Okay, as you can see on the screen, we have as of right now, we have three different marking modes. Okay, a general marking mode, a DSE marking mode, and a TSA marking mode, which presently there's different versions of the TSA, right? So the one that we have in our system right now is for TSA secondary 3. Okay, now here we are demonstrating the DSE marking feature. So basically you just press this AI button, okay, and then our system will automatically, okay, make a best guess about the raw marks in the 3 categories of content, language, and organization, according to the official criteria according to the official marking scheme used by the HKEAA, okay? Now, this is also a good opportunity to emphasize, we'll get to this later, that everything that our system outputs, everything that our AI outputs is editable, fully editable. So you, the teacher, will always be in full control. You're never controlled by the AI. So if you don't like 5 for content here, then you just click on the box, you replace it with a 4. You can also press the AI button here multiple times to try out what different markers might think about the essay, but we'll get to that later, maybe if there's enough time. Okay, so now yet another feature that's related to the marking feature, which is the DSE comment feature, okay? Or in short, DSE comments. So as you, or nearly all of you will know, there are 3 what we call categories, namely content, language, and organization for the DSE in the English language subject, okay? We do something special with these categories. We factorize them into what we call different aspects, okay? As far as I understand, only we do this. Tutoring centers don't do this. The HKEAA also doesn't do this, okay? So we believe content consists of 4 different things, okay, aspects. First, alignment with task requirements. Second, okay, idea development. Third, creativity and imagination. And 4th, audience awareness, okay? I'm just going to walk you through maybe 1 or 2 examples here. So for each of these aspects, we have 1 comment, okay? For example, here, number 2, quote, the essay contains well-developed points about the reasons for starting the channel, okay? In this context, this refers to a podcast or a YouTube channel that the student is asked to imagine and describe in an essay, okay? And the benefits that this channel brought. However, some points could benefit from additional examples or elaboration. Now, this is what we call the comment. We also, in some cases, we add a suggestion or a correction, okay? So the suggestion here, I'm going to read it again. Add more specific examples or anecdotes to support the points made. For example, when mentioning the improved communication skills in your essay, right, you could describe a particular episode of your podcast or YouTube channel or situation in real life where these skills were put to the test. Okay, so we provide these suggestions or corrections, as you will see on the next slide, because sometimes the comments might seem a bit general, okay? Okay, let's move on to the second category, language. Okay, here we have 3 aspects. We have sentence structures, vocabulary, and tone. Okay, for example, I'm going to read aloud 1. The tone could be more consistent. Some sentences are overly formal, while others are too casual. Okay, I'm going to move on to organization here. For organization, at present, we only have a single aspect, okay, which we call overall structure, okay? There is a reason for that, okay? And the reason is that AI is better suited for certain things and less suited for the evaluation of other things. So we want to make sure that the feedback, the comments, the output that we present in our system are good, and things where we are not sure about the accuracy, we don't want to put that in our system, okay, at least as of yet. Okay, we might add more aspects to this later on. Okay, we have here a 4th kind of category, a summary category, which is called overall comments, which is of course just, a summary of what's above. Okay, now I'm going to move on to our final feature for essay writing, which is the personalized model essay, okay? Here on the left-hand side, okay, as the slide says, you see the original version of a student essay, okay, meaning the OCR result in this case. Okay, on the right-hand side, you see a personalized model essay generated by our system, okay? We're going to compare a little bit to see whether that's really an improvement, whether that is really helpful, okay? So let's look at this. It is no denying, okay, that teenagers are facing a series of difficulties. Okay, that's a typo nowadays. So we've talked about that a couple of slides earlier, okay? And on the right-hand side here, we see the other version. We see it is undeniable that, okay, teenagers are facing a series of difficulties with the word corrected, okay, especially since we are living in a cosmopolitan city like Hong Kong, okay, so here the we are living is kept, but conjunction has been inserted to make it sound better, okay, so let's look at one or two other corrections, okay. Maybe the thing with the jigsaw puzzle, because we talked about that. So, however, what the government saw is just a bit of the whole jigsaw puzzle. Sounds a little strange, right? So, however, what the government sees, okay, is just a tiny part of the whole picture, okay, or big picture, right? So that's a clear improvement. And then let's do one more. Okay, let's do this one. Here on the left, they should not see a tip of the iceberg only. Okay, so there's a couple of things, right? So sentence final only, that is either, okay, you see that in bank communication or in contracts or in very formal language. Okay, usually you don't put the word only at the end of the sentence so often, even though it's technically acceptable, it's technically grammatically correct. Okay, so the corrected version, okay, changes that, okay? And then they shouldn't see a tip of the iceberg. Usually it's with a definite article, right? They should not only see the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so you can see the right-hand side is from an idiomatic point of view or from a collocational point of view, a clear improvement over the original version by the student. Okay, so now I'm going to hand back the mic to my colleague Iris again.
Students not only receive a model essay, but they can also listen to it on LingoTask app in a British or American accent.
Teen Chat, building a better future for teenagers. As the host of a YouTube channel about Hong Kong called Teen Chat, I aim to help all teenagers in need within our society.
As the host of a YouTube channel about Hong Kong called Teen Chat, I aim to help all teenagers in need within our society. It is undeniable.
This enhances their post-writing input. That's all about the LingoTask writing features. My colleague Vanessa will guide you in exploring the writing features of LingoTask.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vanessa, and now I'm going to demonstrate how to use LingoTask to mark a DSE essay. Today, I will be using an actual essay title from the 2022 DSE paper 2. Okay. So first, teachers can log into the website and start to create a writing task. Like here, you can press the new task button and then input your essay topic here. Okay, I will just copy and paste the essay topic and input to our system. Okay, and then you can also upload illustration for this topic. So our AI tool can generate tips for writing. You can specify the grade level. For example, the level is S5, then you can choose S5 to S6. And the style of the tips, I'll just choose question this time. And then the length. And you can also enable this button for the vocabulary suggestion. And then you can press the AI button for AI to generate tips for you. So less than like 5 seconds, you will have all the tips ready. So the tips are actually, you can like edit. For example, you don't like these tips and you can delete this. And then maybe you have some words that you want your student to use in the essay. You can actually add maybe like this. So it's very flexible. Let's scroll down a bit. I will just enter the task title. For reference, this is. And then choose the grade level that you want to send this task to. And then by simply clicking the create button, you will already create this task. And you can see this is already under my library section. So to send out the task to your student, you can just press this paper airplane button, and it goes to the sending preference. You can send this to the entire class like this, and then set this mission deadline. You can also choose the DSE mode so that the comments and the feedback will come out like the CLO style. So I'll just send this task to the student. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how a teacher can upload and grade the student work. So now we go to the marking section, and then you can already see the task I've just sent out to the students. So I will now import one student's essay to see the results. For example, this one, you see there is an import button for you to very easily import an essay. Okay, like this. And then it's uploading now. So you can see if it's successfully uploaded, you can see the status has changed to AI grading. So maybe now I'll just refresh it. Or just click into this. Okay, so it's already graded by the AI. So let's see the result. The orange ones are mistake marked by AI. And this part is very flexible as well. You can actually add a mistake by highlighting the word. And you can also delete a mistake marked by AI if you think AI is being too harsh. And you can also change the mistakes. For this one, you can change to other mistakes like this. Okay. And then scroll down a bit, you can see the common grammar error made by the students. And this is the comment section. You can see the scores. And this one, as Stefan mentioned before, you can change the mark. And this is the comments part based on the DSE criteria. Again, this is very flexible. You can actually delete something and add something to it. So here's the model essay. If you press the AI button again, it will generate different versions of model essay for your student to look at. So I just submit this. So now I'm going to show you how to export a student report, just like the one I have sent you in the Google Drive documents. So just go back to the marking section, and then you can see an export button. So you can export a student report very easily, just like this. And in this report, you can see the proofreading exercise for student to complete. And there is the answer. And then the sentence refinement exercise student can also complete in the report. Scroll down a bit, you can see the scores and the comments for the student. So it's very convenient for you to export the reports for the student to look at their performance and complete their correction. So now I will show you how to upload 10 essays, because many teachers explore it. Yeah, I will show you how to upload 10 essays first. Because many teachers love to upload the entire class essay. So there we have a import all button. This. And then you can just select all the documents you want to upload. Okay, so it takes around 30 seconds for us to upload 10 essays. Refresh again. So Okay, so they are all successfully uploaded. So the status changed to AI grading. Let's wait for around 1 minute, and then they should be all graded. Yes, you can see some of them are already graded by the AI, so it's much faster than the teachers to grade it. Let's go back and see. Actually, many of them are graded by the AI. So let me just refresh it. Okay, we have 2 left. And then this one. Okay, so 10 of the essays are all graded by the AI. We also have the export all button for you to export all of the students' essay at once. So let's see the results. So it takes around another minute to generate the reports of the whole class. Okay, so you can see all of the students' reports are in this PDF already. So okay, so in the Lingo task system, there are 2 ways to upload a student's essay. The first method allows teachers to import student writing directly from the teacher's end. The second method enables students to upload their own writing using the Lingo task app. I'm now going to show you a video of how a student can submit their writing task themselves and complete the self-correction exercise.
Let's learn how to use LingoTask to complete your writing assignment. Choose a task. Press Essay button. You can upload your essay by typing, or upload photos of your handwritten essay. Press the camera icon to take a photo. Allow access to your camera. You can also upload several photos from your album at one time. Remember to check the result before submission. You can save your draft and edit it later by pressing the back arrow. Press the Submit button to submit your essay. In training mode, you'll get instant feedback after submission. AI underlines your grammar mistakes. Let's try self-correction. You can press the bulb button to check the tips for correction. This button means to delete the word. Input your correction here. You will be informed whether your correction matches AI's suggestion or not. If it differs from AI's suggestion, you have the option to either accept the AI suggestion or stick with your own correction. After finishing grammar self-correction, better writing suggestion will be unlocked. You can review sentence improvement suggestions and explanations. Additionally, you can receive targeted comments on your essay, which will help you identify its issues. Finally, studying a model essay can improve your essay writing skills, especially since this essay is crafted from your own writing.
Today, I attended my very first drama class, and it was quite a surprising adventure for me. I had to perform a 10-minute comedy sketch without a script or any preparation beforehand.
Log in to LingoTask now and embark on a new English learning adventure.
And that concludes the second part of today's workshop. We have seen that using AI for marking and feedback offers many benefits. Compared to traditional English writing teaching methods, AI-based Lingotab provides instant marking and feedback, truly personalized teaching and interactive learning. It also allows teachers to keep track of individual student progress. We firmly believe that AI fosters positive environment for continuous writing improvements. In addition to writing, Lingotab offers a variety of features that facilitate reading, speaking, and listening in English learning and teaching. Language learning has many similarities, and we hope that in the future, Lingotab can apply these AI features to Chinese teaching as well. So we envision a future where AI-powered tools enhance the learning experience for Chinese language learners, making it as effective and engaging as our current English offerings. Okay, so we will soon release an update that allows teachers to upload audio files or articles directly to our system. Our AI will then generate questions in multiple styles based on the uploaded content. We are currently developing this feature, and our system will support various sources of material in the future. Okay, so let's watch a video, a short introduction video of this feature.
This is the page for creating reading questions on the iPad. You can type, paste, or upload reading materials. Now, I've selected a news article that I think is very suitable as reading material, and I will paste it into the content area. Then, click the AI Generate button and select the types of questions I want to generate. Let's create one question for each type. Multiple choice, true or false, short answer, matching, and fill in the blank. Within a few seconds, the AI has generated the questions based on the material for me. The content and answers of these questions are editable. Generating questions from listening materials is also very easy. Let's create a listening task and try. Now, I want to select an audio material, and 60-second science sounds great.
This is Scientific American's 60-Second Science. I'm Steve Mirsky. Got a minute? Last week, the Independent...
Click the AI Generate button, and we will first convert the audio into text. I don't think I need the beginning and ending of this audio, so I will delete those two segments of text. Let's choose one question for each type. Soon, the questions based on the audio content were generated.
I'm delighted to announce that our project has received generous support from the Quality Education Fund. This support ensures that all public schools are eligible for a 3-year sponsorship. So public schools eligible for this sponsorship include government schools, aided schools, and direct subsidy scheme schools. So lastly, I would like to express our gratitude to our partner schools. We have proudly visited numerous schools to conduct on-site school demos and training sections. These sections have been instrumental in showcasing the practical benefits of our platform in real classroom settings. If you would like to schedule a demo section, please contact us after the seminar. Okay, so that brings me to the end of today's workshop. Thank you all for participating in today's workshop. Please take a moment to complete the survey. You can scan the QR code or click on the link we've sent on the chat box. The survey will only take 1 minute, and we really want to hear from you. And if you're interested in hosting an on-site workshop, you can also write it down in the survey. Thank you very much for listening. Okay, so it's the Q&A section now. So if you have a question now, you can either type in the chat box, or you can actually raise your hand and then ask. Yes, you can either ask the question in the chat box or